attention to that island on the left here. It's called Young's Island.
This island?
Yes, yeah.
Young's Island.
Young's Island.
His Excellency, Prince would correct me on my way. The story of this island is that one of our great chiefs, he had a white horse, and one of the governors, whose name was Young, asked the great chief, the chief said, you have this nice white horse. This governor had this big white horse. And he said, I want to get this island. So the chief said, give me that white horse and I will give you that island. Okay? And apparently, what we heard from anecdote is that the chief was drunk. They give him what I call a bowlie of rum. You know what a bowlie is, right? Yeah. A bowlie is like a gorge from one of the plants. So this island is a very exquisite island. As a matter of fact, I heard that Bill Gates, one of his lieutenants, one of his workers, had a honeymoon on this island. It's a very exclusive resort. So just a little story about this island. A white horse, and it costs millions of dollars right now. I just want to draw attention to.
Thank you, Doctor.
It's relevant to what we're doing right now.
Saleme.
Excellency will elaborate some more.
I will elaborate much more on the island. Dr. Gill has done a good job. But as is customary when we cast off for trips like this, we always want to start with prayer. So I would ask somebody who is well connected to lead us off in a short word of prayer before we cast off.
Bodoma. Una oración.
So I don't have international claim. I don't just come to Jurume to do a touristic trip, like maybe pictures. We have to claim our ancestor, land. I think this place gonna be a historic place for us because it represents too much to our history. Right. Like a Garinagu people. I want to ask to United Nations, not you to PM, not just to PM here, because you're not going to be one of doing this work with us, to claim this island like a something, it's an international claim. I travel around the world. I travel in the entire continent, talking about Jurume, talking about Garifuna tradition. UNESCO declared our culture patrimony intangible for humanity. It's a simple claim. When we lose our language, when we lose our land, when we lose our tradition, gonna be simple a claim. We need our history together. We need our history together. In the past, our ancestors come in slavery quality. Some piece of our community feel we are free from the slavery. I'm not free. I'm not free. Because if somebody else from Africa suffering, it's my suffering. We are the same people, indigenous in America. Feel like the same, and we have a lot of things happening. But from here, my simple ask gonna be to claim this place like a special place for the Garifuna people around.
Amen. Yes.
And you're gonna be supporters.
Definitely.
We're gonna be supported. People all over the world, Garifuna all over the world, we have to claim this place. Like Balliceaux, it's like it's part of Jurume. Our leader Satuye died. We don't have to forget. Why? Why? Why one person have to own this special island? Why? We have many people die here. Died. Blood of Garifuna people before he left to Central America. So, PM of Jurume, you are our leader. Claim this piece of island for us, please.
Amen.
Claim.
May I say something? May I say something?
So, me being the youngest one among all of you, I don't see this as a sadness. And why are you sad? We are the ones that survived. They would not want us to sit here and cry after they shed their blood, sacrifice for them, and we're gonna come here and mourn. We gotta celebrate. Because even though they shipped us off our land, we're still here. We still have our language, we still have our culture, we still have our spirituality. So why are we crying? Why are we crying? It's supposed to be a day of celebration.
It's healing. That's why I'm crying.
Yes,
Not
sweetheart.
healed.
Yes,
I'm healing.
sweetheart. I'm not.
That's the reason
yes,
why.
sweetheart.
I'm healing.
You're
It's
healing.
about healing
But
and
I'm talking about in general.
I'm healing.
In general, we're supposed to be celebrating this moment.
It's my second time on this ground. I'm healing.
We're supposed to be celebrating this.
It hurts. It hurts.
And it's good.
It hurts. I have to
Feel
do
it.
closure.
Feel it. Feel it. It's healing.
Hurts. I'm
But in
hurting.
general, for me as a young woman, I'm not crying. I am celebrating. Again, it's for each and everybody. For each and everybody, we celebrate the way we celebrate. We all have our individuality, and we have to respect that. One thing that we seem to always forget, Chatiwe did things his way, Duvalier did things his way. And either way, we came together and we fought. We fought our way. We still ended up here, but we did it our way. And to me, again, when I come here, From the time that we said we were going to come here, I said, I can't. I'm just happy. I'm happy. I cried when I saw the kids because I saw the kids and I'm like, oh my God. When I look at all of the people I've met throughout this journey, all of you that I met here, I'm like, oh my God. They're here. They're still here, even after they told us that you guys were not here anymore. When they told you we were not here anymore. But for this to happen today and many other days before us, I am in celebration of life. I am in celebration of everything that they gave up for us to be here today. So I am grateful for this opportunity to be here. And I am grateful to the ancestors for giving up their life for us.
Domingo. Domingo. Mingo. Dohenyu. Nibirugu. Brothers and sisters, relatives. Number one, we must practice what we preach. You looking at the first Garifuna, that play drums and practice and teach also this Garifuna gospel that you have heard. I'm the first Garifuna to play drums in a church.
Listen, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Respect is important, I do know that, because I'm well brought up. One of the things that I want to say here today, I don't pretend to be a Garifuna woman. And I only stand here in front of you all because I want to say thanks to a wonderful woman that I know, my grandmother, who from the beginning of my life had taught me Garifuna dwell, that at the age of 2 when I even begin speaking, I prayed in Garifuna. We are Garinagu, no matter where we come from, and that is who I am. So I give thanks to everyone here, and I thank my ancestors.
A big good afternoon to every one of you brothers, sisters, for you are my brothers and sisters. Nia begin nishu gaba onwe busere me hawago wenebe fokwa. Lumage tumage wabureme the dige frumia hage lari well waya bige Harry. I'm here also to give thanks to God, our ancestors, and us, the living ones here today. Let us not forget those who have gone before us, the forgotten ones. Let us not forget our language, our culture. Let us not be ashamed of our culture, who we are. Here, school, wherever we are, we need to be seen, we need to be heard. It is no time to hide behind it. Garinagu wagia, sungube. Onwe bugeti sereme ge nishugulu wabreme. Lagubo lefeshagni nagu binafile. Luagu yumule ulali bainu. Nabreme luba meme te edgay. Ubarse luba meme nawaru wag. Lagu sunkate. Ayani family I need you naigego. Onwe bu sereme ge nishugu hawagu. Umemba gurasunu ira ibagarile. I call on God my Father to give me patience, to sustain, to be sustainable, to be understanding, to be courageous in this life, our daily life, our marriage. Myself and my husband couldn't be here with us today, but God knows why, and He's watching everything. I too want to be taking it back to my family, my parish, St. George in Rancho Cucamonga. So I give thanks to everyone here, and again, as Garinagu descendants, Maru Late won walugu ferudu wamo gogo le wadeni la charagua dola wamo gogo dige livisi be insien mabusi gaida wa malu walugu ferudu wamo gogo dige lide bugo be insien. Let us not be ashamed, afraid to ask for forgiveness from each other, because that's the strength of love, the source of love, unconditionally. Let us not be ashamed. So, mabugane huni duhe ayo.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Everybody had said what I was. I just want to say thank you, Jesus, for everything, for my part of my grandmother. As everyone had said something, so am I. From the time I was little, I hear about this place. I'm fulfilling the dreams of my grandmother. God rest her soul. I am over 77 years old, thank God, and I'm living her life because I have heard about Sandube. I said, Nana, I'm tired of hearing about Sandube. One day I'm going to see Sandube, Nana, because and the Sandube, Balliceaux, oh God, I said, how am I going to? Oh, St. Kitts, so this. I said, Nana, one day, I tried to go there, Nana, for you, because I don't know, but these countries, so I was excited to get here to see these places here. So, but thank God. But one thing about her, she was a prayerful woman, because that is what her ancestors taught her. The first thing they do was thank God. So we Garinagu people are very prayerful people. We love God. And then we love Jesus. We love to pray as much as we love to enjoy and dance and make ourselves happy. So since everybody had said everything, we said thank you and we love you all, okay? God bless.
I just want to say that right now we are standing on sacred soil. The soil of our ancestors that shed their blood in this soil. And I just want to say that you guys have made sacrifices, financial sacrifices, and we are so very grateful. This pilgrimage. This is no longer a homecoming, as I said before. This is a pilgrimage to a very sacred soil of our ancestors. And we will always remember that. And the spirit of Chatoué is looking down on us today.
Amen. Amen.
He's here with us.
Amen.
Chatoué, Duvalier, Dufont, and all the great leaders. So I just want to thank you guys for coming here and being with us and share your thoughts. Thank you very much. Sereme, thank you. Sanmutu.
Sereme, receive what.
What can the outsider say that hasn't been said before?
We love you. That's what it is.
I have listened to all the speakers with interest. And my conclusion is, Professor, it's okay to cry and feel that emotion. Cheryl, it's okay to celebrate and feel the joy. Because this occasion is one and the same, joyful and solid.
Yes.
So whatever the emotions that you find in you, let it out.
Amen. Amen.
This is the day that the Lord has made.
Let us rejoice and be glad in it.
And you all have more reasons than most of us to be glad. We're happy that you've made this pilgrimage, because for many of you, that's what it is. If I was Garifuna coming back here, the first thing I was going to do is follow and kiss this ground. You want to reclaim it? That's how we have to start it. By embracing the land as yours. And I've listened to your request to the government of St. Vincent for this to become a shrine, a sacred land. I have heard my Prime Minister himself say that he also has that aspiration. But no Prime Minister stays forever. So I hope that before he leaves for his sacred grounds, wherever those are, that he will put in place the mechanisms to be sure that this becomes the sacred land of the Garifuna people. So I would endeavor to take that message back to the Prime Minister and those who want to listen, that this is your request. But don't expect my word to do it. The pen is mightier than the sword. Put it in writing. Get your people to sign petitions. And petition the government of St. Vincent on what you are asking. Let them see the seriousness of what you're doing and let them understand that action needs to be taken. So the quicker you do that, the better it is to be sure that your request for Balliceaux to become a sacred shrine and a sacred ground forever for the Garifuna people comes into effect. I want to tell you that it is a really great moment for me to be able to stand here in your presence, representing, of course, the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but also my own interests. So continue the work that you're doing to bring the Garifuna people together, the Garinagu together, and I think that you're on the right track. Hail Garifuna, God be with you all, take care.
Every time I'm so happy and excited that you're all like me. Every time a group comes to Urume, it makes it easier for our work of Renaissance, our work of mobilization, our work of strengthening the culture here in Urume. We need you all to come back and keep coming back. And because your presence here has really helped so much to build and strengthen the Garifuna movement in Urume. I stand here as a Garifuna woman, but also as a representative of the Garifuna Heritage Foundation. And we are toiling hard to build public awareness, public consciousness of the significance of Urume and the Garifuna culture to this island. It is not an easy journey. It's very challenging, but I can tell you, when we started in 2001, people didn't even know the word Garifuna. Now every child can pronounce the word and say it, and it slips off their tongue very easily. If it had, that is what enabled Manzangi to win, because people embrace the culture and embrace a song that spoke about a culture that they're familiar with. 2001, that would never happen. Never. Because people would have been totally unfamiliar with the Garifuna culture and the word, even the word. You know, because people used to say Carib only. Nothing, Garifuna was like, and I must say, thanks to the efforts of the Prime Minister, he has really done a lot since the beginning to promote historically the cultural significance of the Garifuna to Urume, and that has really helped because we've had full government support. We've been able to get the support of the Ministry of Education for the schools, the Ministry of Culture, and therefore it means that at an official level, there is a lot of embracing of the culture. The work just needs to go on the ground. And one of the big things that needs to happen is a history, a real history of Urume to be written. That still remains to be done. And our struggle so that the children, for schools, so that the children in the schools can learn. And I must say there have been others who we have to recognize who are not here. The work of Trish Said from New York. That is sterling work. And I listened and I felt so moved this morning when this beautiful young lady, Omega, where is she? Omega. She sang, because that is the work of Trish here in, say, 4 years of summer camp. Wow. That is the product of Trish. So we have to all understand that it has to be a collaborative effort. No one person can do it. We all have to do it. You all doing your part overseas, we doing our part here. And I have to mention that the Garifuna Heritage Foundation, we have conferences every year in March. You all are invited. Every year we come and discuss issues, serious issues in relation to the Garifuna culture. And I just want to highlight that in 2018, last year, the conference was on Balliceaux. And all the papers were on Balliceaux. And there was a presentation by the Minister of Finance
on the government's position on Balliceaux. So there is still a lot of work to be done. Basically, it's a challenge. They have not yet agreed, and they are saying perhaps we as a Garifuna community should consider purchasing Balliceaux. That is part of it. But whoever is interested in the paper, we can send it. So that is part of the struggle, where we have to do it at many levels, on the ground, overseas, and certainly with each other, building community. Thank you.
What he wants to say? This blessed homeland, all Urumi. You make us, Vincentians, love Urumi a little more. The sense of reverence you hold for our blessed homeland makes us want to love it more and more and more. And because you hold Urumi, your homeland, as you say, in such reverence, you make us realize that something happened here. They may have kept the history from us, but now it's time for our story. And we embrace the Garinagu for coming here and teaching us our own culture that we never learned in school. So through this awe, this reverence, you make us love our beautiful SVG more and more and more. I must hasten to add, I've been to Balliceaux 2 times before this. So if I've been there 2 times and 1 more time, how much time did I come? But the last 2 times, I promised never to come back to Balliceaux. Why? It's rough, rough, rough. So maybe I came with the wrong people. But no, I came with the original, so to speak, and the sea was calm. So I will come back to Balliceaux. Thank to drummers from California, the Heritage Club. Thanks to Rosita from New York. I've recently met my emotional friend at church yesterday, and I thank you for, I know you feel it. Because most times when you come here, they cry. And as how we would have said, this is a bittersweet moment. Sadness and joy. Yes. We have to embrace both sides of the emotions. So again, I say thank you. How does Serume? Serume. Hey, Garifuna. Serume.
For coming. Over the past 20 years or so, I like to just capsule it in 20 years. I know when it started, when the journey started on the land. But we grew up here in the British side of the history, and never have we been able to position ourselves to look at the history from our side until over the past 20 years. Now, every time there's a visit, it brings strength to that process, and we really do appreciate this a great deal. Today, when quite a few of our people talk about history, we no longer have it coming from a British standpoint. We've been able to impact on the interpretation of our history from our standpoint. And it's a journey that still has a long way to go. And we appreciate every effort made by every single person to have traveled thousands of miles to come to help and strengthen that process. Now, it brings me back to remembering Dr. Adams. Dr. Adams is one of our prominent historians who took his rest earlier this year. He's resting now in peace, I suppose. Now, Dr. Adams was the first of the historians who was able to identify that this country and our people once carried a flag with the turtle as the emblem of that flag. Now, just now, it made me reflect a little on the turtle again. The professor mentioned the journey back. Now, I reflect on the turtle as the emblem on that flag, and that Urumi flag, so very long ago, and what it identified. But it never really had pictured that what would have happened to the people is that our people would have been taken from here and exiled thousands of miles away and make their way back. Every turtle that would have laid on the shores of St. Vincent, they travel for thousands of miles. And when it's time for reproduction again, they navigate their way back to where they origin. This is what has happened to our people, albeit that it was forced migration. It was forced abandonment. And every time I come to Balliceaux, my mind takes me to that journey of coming to Balliceaux as prisoners of war in the worst of conditions, surviving 2 years on the roughest part of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I've been to almost all the other islands. There's not another piece of island as rugged, as tough, as barren as Balliceaux. And our people would have survived 2 years here. Travel to the other side of the Caribbean. And every time you make an effort and return here, I want to be present to salute you and to embrace you and to help to make your presence here a most memorable one. So I want to thank you for giving me that opportunity to do that again today. And as long as you come and as long as I have the energy, I'll be with you along the way. Thank you again.
Okay, I'll put the offering of the mango for me over there. 2 of them. Both of them. Erica is doing it for me.